the first question we all got is, when you came into this idea about facing Oscar, how soon did you tell Manny about it, and what did Manny really think about this match with Oscar?
At first I thought it was just a dream match, and I thought it was going to happen. I thought maybe Oscar's, 154, 160, too big, and then when they said he'll come down to 147, and I thought about how he has trouble with southpaws and he has trouble with little guys. I was thinking about it, and I saw Pacquiao performing against David Diaz. Going into the ring against Diaz, he weighed 146.5 pounds, and his speed was really great, and his power was good. So it proved to me that he can fight at that weight, basically. So that was the key. And then seeing Oscar fight Stevie Forbes, and the way Forbes landed punches on him whenever he threw him. I think he could have won the fight if he threw more punches, but Stevie Forbes has the mentality of a sparring partner at this stage of his career. Stevie's a good guy, I like him a lot, but he just doesn't have that attitude anymore.
Right. Probably kind of late in his career now, of course. But still, what did Manny say? I mean, when you kind of brought this up to him, what was his thoughts about it? Was he like...
He laughed at first, and then anyway, then I know I was serious, and he thought about it, and we talked about the pluses and minuses, and there's no love lost between Manny and Oscar. I mean, Manny probably, I think Oscar was in Manny's title at one time in the fight, but then when Oscar sued him and the lawsuit was going on with covering Golden Boy, Manny felt like it was a slap in the face. And he doesn't like Oscar, I think, but he'll never say that. But there's no love lost, but believe me.
Okay.
So it's a lot more deep down than meets the eye.
Right. Obviously behind the scenes, right?
Yes.
Really honestly, I mean, this is more of a, I think more of a grudge match between, I would have to say, between you and Oscar.
Possibly, if it's turned out to be that way, I wanted the fight to happen, so I wanted this fight to happen, so I said some things to make it happen, and but everything I say I can back up. I say you can't pull the trigger, you stop the game, you get away from the game plan in the Mayweather fight. He couldn't believe his favorite punch, he couldn't even throw the jab.
Right.
When I say he's a part-time fighter, he's fought 4 times in 5 years. 4 times in 4 years. I mean, my guy's fought 4 times this year. Activity means a lot in boxing. That's the biggest edge we have, I think, activity.
Right.
And he's a good guy. I hope we're friends again someday. But right now, it's just a little business. And I like Oscar. He treated me well in training camp. I had fun training him. When he told me he'll never fight again without me in his corner, he made me feel good that day. He's bullshit. And then he told me, if I had you from the beginning, I'd be undefeated. I felt good that day too. So. But he doesn't really mean it. And I realized he's told a lot of journalists the same thing. But now Nacho's the greatest in the world, but after the fight, Nacho, people get blamed.
Exactly. Well, that's kind of his MO, though. I mean, he's always been a kind of guy that switches trainers and always says, this is the greatest camp I've been in, best workout. Now, I'll give you my thoughts about having Nacho Bernstein and stuff. I think Nacho's probably one of the top trainers in the world, right? But really in this stage of his career, I mean, at 35, 36 years old, does that really gonna matter? And even having Dundee there, I mean, that's a little bit too much info for him to try to kind of gather up and really use it against Manny.
It's really hard to get to know a fighter in a 6-week period. 6 to 8 week period. I know I tried it with Oscar. We had a good rapport together, but it's really different. The thing is, I thought Mayweather was the better choice because they have a history together, they know each other. Nacho's the new guy coming in. He has his own agenda. Oscar has his own agenda. Angelo Dundee has. You can't have 2 bosses. It's just impossible in boxing to have that. But I feel that Oscar will take a little bit from each guy, yes, but the bottom line, when Oscar fights, Oscar fights his fight. Because no one's gonna teach him anything really new in his career. You know, I tried to make adjustments with him and so forth, and it just was impossible. You know, I mean, he would do it for a little while, but then once he get hit, he grew back to his old self. That's how, you know, Oscar is. And the thing is, I don't see any big changes in Oscar's fight. You know, everyone has a game plan to hit. Once he gets hit, he's going to go back to what he did.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. Do you think the media's kind of came around, the fans kind of came around about this match? In the beginning, everybody was like, there was a big outcry with the boxing community. Everybody was like, you know, it's a mismatch. This fight shouldn't happen. Do you think now with Oscar walking around at 143, you think the media's kind of came around and said, you know what, wait a minute, we're now starting to see Roach's vision about this fight?
I think so, because Pacquiao's walking around on 152, his body fat is 6%, he's in great shape, he's moving well, his body is in great shape, and you know, I think people finally realize that we're not doing this for money, we're doing this to knock Oscar out.
For history too.
Yeah, of course, you know, and what it is for his future. A lot of the Oscar fans are going to be Pacquiao fans after the fight, I feel. You know, some people say I'm overconfident, but I can't see any reason why a guy can lose this fight. I mean, I can't. I mean,
The height issue.
You know, Oscar's up there, he's running at 6 a.m., he's working out at 8 a.m. My fighter needs 6 hours in between workouts because he kills himself on his runs and he kills himself on his workouts. So he works hard. If you have no separation between workouts, it's a great sign for me because that means he's slacking off somewhere.
Right.
Because I think he's just going through the motions and he's a part-time fighter.
You know, I was kind of like, I watched that 24/7 and I saw how Vinny worked and stuff, you know. But then the thought came in my head was, Roy Jones, for instance, jumped up to heavyweight and then lost his weight rapidly. Do you think that, even though Oscar's a professional, you know, guy, and he knows his body better than anybody else, but that weight loss so rapidly, do you think that really affects the fighter, or is it control?
It kills the fighter, right? If you look at the history of boxing, when guys go up in weight class and then go back down to their original weight class, they end up getting killed. The Shane West did it. I mean, with Terry Norris. Norris killed him. You know, and you look at his history, when the guys come back down to the original weight class, they're usually a lot weaker, you know, and for boxing to maintain that weight for a long time, you know, they say, oh, you should be on weight like a month before the fight, so you lose the weight. That's bullshit. You know what? Because that's not boxing. Boxing, it just doesn't work that way, you know? Manny Pacquiao will make weight the day before the fight, will lose the last pound. And then, you know, we'll recross everything. And then, by fight time, he's going to be really, really strong. Oscar, to maintain that low weight for a month period, it's just, it shouldn't be killing him. And I think he's going to be real weak going into the ring. And hopefully he'll overeat afterwards because he feels like he's starving himself. And which fighters tend to do. And I know Oscar's pretty disciplined about it, but you know, when you starve yourself, you have that urge. You know, I've got to replenish my body. But when people eat too much and gain too much weight between that first weigh-in and the fight, I love it when they gain a lot of weight because food makes you sluggish. You know, it sends it down, so it slows your skills down for sure.
Him losing all this weight, the way he's doing right now, and you can't really say he's taking Manny lightly. I mean, he dropped it fast, but you know, in my show originally, I had
make your weight and get ready for the fight.
right.
You take Eric Morales and the fight with Pacquiao. All he did was make weight, but he didn't train for the fight.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, it's a difference.
Right.
You know, I've seen it before. I mean, when I had James Tory getting ready to fight Roy Jones, all he did was make weight. He didn't train for the fight. And bad things happen when you don't train for the fight.
Absolutely, I agree.